Hello and good evening, everyone. I am so excited to see you this evening. Welcome back. I know some of you joined me earlier today when I was in my Dr. Walls mode with the podcast, but here we are tonight with the flowering fashionista. And so I say on this one, just call me Kathleen. We're not going to go with Dr. Walls because Dr. Walls has a whole uniform of herself. But this one, I get a chance to be me and really explore what fashion means. Now, I am super honored super honored to have this guest. I had the wonderful opportunity to meet her and interview her on the red carpet during Philly Fashion Week for the Loving My Curves fashion show. However, the audio wasn't that great, and I was like, I am not going to disrespect this woman in any way, shape, or form because she is the mother. I said MUVA. She is the mother of full figured fashion. And I'm going to have her tell the story. And I know some of y'all are like, how was she the mother of that? Well, wait till you meet her. So now I'm going to bring her on with a full on tambourine welcome because she is that fantastic. And I'm turning the lights on so y'all can see her. Please welcome and say, oh, they are screaming already in the chat. Yes, y'all better know. Here comes the mogul herself, Gwen Devoe. Hello.
I don't have a tambourine. I don't have a tambourine.
That's
Kathleen, you
all
didn't
right.
do
We go
it
like
for
this.
me. Wait. Okay, so I don't have a tambourine, but I got my little doll. She's going,
Hello, shake her. You can shake her. And after that video of you, I saw dancing. I had to turn the lights on. I couldn't
oh,
just have.
listen,
See, I'm
listen.
saying,
Miss
look,
Gwen gets it in. Miss Gwen gets it in. Hey,
yes.
everyone.
Yes, they are screaming. Yes, it is her. For those who know, they know. For those who don't know, y'all gonna learn today who this woman is. So again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I am super excited to have you. All right, let's give the people a little taste. Where would you like to start this journey with them about how you got into this space, why you're the mogul, and why you are the mother of full fashion?
Child, them M's, the mogul
Yes,
and the mother. Those
the
names were
right.
given to me. Well, for those of you, hello, good evening, everyone. For those of you that don't know my story, and thank you, Kathleen, for allowing me to share my story with your audience.
Oh yes.
So I started out in being a high school and college basketball player.
Hmm.
I wasn't that good, and so we're gonna skip past that because I wasn't that good. Um, I started to gain weight like in my second year of college, and my
Hmm.
coach kicked me off the team. Yeah, he
Mm,
was not very forgiving.
mm,
And then I met a friend of mine who was a designer in New Jersey, and he
mhm,
said, "You know, you could be a plus size model." Well, he never used plus size. His words back then were full figured. You could be a
mhm.
full figured model, and so I started the modeling thing. Modeling mostly in New Jersey. Yay!
Okay.
Shout out to New Jersey. Um, and it didn't really go anywhere. You know, I tried to
Mhm,
get signed by an agency, which was very, very difficult back in
mhm.
the 80s,
Yes.
particularly for dark skinned women, period. Not just, you know, plus sizes, but period.
Mhm,
So that didn't
mhm,
happen. And I kept saying to myself, how can I stay in this industry that I love? Um,
mhm.
but I may need to go behind the scenes instead of being in front of the scenes. And that's
Got
what I
you.
did. So, you know, while I was doing that modeling, I was also a party promoter. So I was a club kid. Kathleen,
Okay.
that's why I like
That's where it came from. I understand
yeah.
now.
So I promoted a lot of sports parties, NBA parties, NFL parties. I have three partners with me, and we gave some of the biggest, most classiest parties in New York.
Mm,
And one night during a party, we had hired a band, and the
mhm.
band didn't show up. So I started looking around the audience for my super fly friends, and I'm like,
Okay.
we're going to do a fashion show. So in that instant, I started pulling friends from the audience. We did this fashion show, and I'm like, oh. So
Wow.
that's how the fashion show part started. And so I
Okay.
started doing the fashion shows, and this is how, but these were straight sizes, right?
Mhm.
Then I invited my best friend, Sharon Quinn, to be a part of one of the shows. And the rest is history because the applause that she got, I'm like, okay, so the big girl, they love the big girl. They love the big
Mhm.
girl. So I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, let me add some more big girls to my repertoire,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so Diva, because they didn't call me Mogul back then, they called me Diva.
Mhm.
Divas Encore Models was formed. And Divas Encore Models was a modeling troupe. We used to go around, do all the shows. I stopped doing the parties, but I became the entertainment for the parties, right?
Okay.
And
Yes.
so it was inclusive men, women, no children. Mr. Vo doesn't do children. Men
Mhm.
and women, plus size, straight size. And so that is basically how I started with the plus sizes, but
Got you.
still on a very local level,
Low level. Let's do a
right?
quick teaching real quick. I hear you using straight size and I hear you using plus size. What's the
Right.
differentiation between the two?
So in the industry, straight sizes are 0 to like
Mhm.
size 10,
Okay.
right? And
Mhm.
I'm talking about the real industry now, not us, because we know
Mhm.
that a size 10 is not plus size. But if you start talking about agencies and that kind of thing, that's the
Mhm.
category in which they're going to put you.
Okay.
Anything
Okay.
above a size 10 and above is considered plus sizes,
Got you. All right.
unfortunately.
So that's interesting because, when Ashley Stewart started carrying 10s and 12s, it was confusing because we thought like remember I don't remember the store the Avenue. The Avenue
Yes,
started at like 14 and up,
yes,
and that was
yes,
where plus
yes.
size was kind of known for. So when 10,
Mhm.
12 came on the scene, it was like, why is that there? I was
Because they
happy
were
for it,
trying
but
to, yeah, because they were trying to capture industry standards and
mhm,
from a business perspective, I'm sure get more customers. They couldn't go anything lower than like a 10. But when you go to an agency, if you're a size
mhm,
10 or a
mhm.
12, yeah, you're considered plus the
Okay.
lowest spectrum. And then I have a friend, Phyllis Spencer. Phyllis is a 10, and she says they call her in betweeny. And I'm like,
Wow.
what? She's
Right.
like, in between straight and plus. So there's a lot of, when you start trying to develop your career and you
Yes.
start looking for agency representation, you must know what
Mhm.
these terms mean. And you must
That's
know
right.
where you're going to fit when you go in, or you're
Yes.
going to be
Thank
really
you.
disappointed.
Yeah, thank you so much for that because I know I see some of the people here in the chat. I know some have been interested in getting into modeling. And
Mhm.
so it's so important, as you said, that you know these terms because you're
Yeah.
going to be hearing them and you
Mhm.
need to have an understanding of what they
Mhm.
mean and where you fit.
And also it helps the rejection a bit. You know what I mean?
Please, please talk about that piece.
Child, there's a lot of rejection. That's all I
Let
got.
me Let me tell you, when they used to come hunt me down, so I'm 6 feet and I fluctuate in size from now that I've learned the in between to the plus, not ever on the traditional side, right?
Correct.
So I'm always in that space. But one of the things that I would think about as a young person was the rejection piece. And I would say, I understand I may be appealing to this person today, but not this group tomorrow. And as a teenager, a young teenager, I'm going, I don't think this is going to be good for my self esteem. I think I'll just wait until I get older. And they would say to me,
Yeah.
but a model's life ends by the time you're 25. I said, well, then
Well,
I guess I'm a miss.
that's not
Come
accurate
on.
anymore.
Come on. Tell them. Tell
That's
them.
not
Tell them.
accurate anymore. We've debunked that myth, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
I understand and I remember, yeah, that's how people felt. That's how it used to
Hmm.
be. It's not
Hmm.
like that any longer, though.
Yes. And you are part of the reason why it's not like that any longer.
Yeah, oh my God. I'm so overwhelmed. I really am. I'm in a weird space. Like I
Okay.
accept it, but I can't believe it.
Hmm.
And I hope that's what keeps me humble. You know
So
what I mean?
you gonna make me bring the doctor out? What is it? What is
I
it?
don't know. I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know.
It's a it is let's be for real, right? It is a special place that you have created in this world for so many people where that space did not exist. All right.
Right.
I and that was just starting with with the full figure, with the
Right.
plus side. Now you are doing it again and have been doing it again with the silver foxes. So let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that. And I hear you with the overwhelming, but you saw a need.
That's
And
what I do.
y'all put them flowers in the chat box for her.
See,
Put them flowers in there.
it's
Okay, go ahead.
it's just I think that I'm so used to being behind the scenes.
Hmm.
And then my friends will tell me, "You're never really behind the scenes." And I'm
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, but I'm just saying, the whole it's happening so fast. And I
Hmm.
realize why it's happening so fast because I've been prepared and been preparing for this forever.
Yes.
I've taught how to do this kind of stuff for over 30 years. I just
Hmm.
never thought it would be happening to me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I'm still
Hmm.
sort of, like I just told you when you and I, before we came on, I'm on New York City buses and
Yes.
in the
Yes.
subways now, and people are like
I see you.
screenshotting, doing like this. I'm like, okay, you know? And Kathleen, it's very different from what I thought.
Do tell. I want
Um,
you to see they're putting the flowers in here for you.
oh, hi,
Okay.
Jocelyn Way. I know Jocelyn Way
Oh yeah.
personally, but I think we follow each other. I have a thing
Probably so.
for
Well,
names.
she got up here. I love her. You getting flowers and hearts all over the place.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, it's overwhelming for me personally.
Mhm.
But I relish in the fact that I have true receipts now. I have
Yep.
receipts,
Yes, you
Kathleen. These
do.
are
Yes, you
receipts.
do.
And I'm
Yes.
so excited to be able to share the experience,
Mhm.
particularly with my silver foxes,
Yes.
um, who are, what do you call that term? I don't have children. Empty nesters?
Yes. Empty
You get it?
nesters. Yes. Yes.
With them because now they're looking for something to do. And now I
That's
can say,
right.
I got something for you to do if you're interested.
Mhm. Mhm. So, what age are we calling the silver foxes?
Well, for me, I don't know what for me it's 50 and up.
All right, y'all.
I
My
want
50
true
plus.
silver foxes. Y'all little 40-year-olds, skedaddle. Okay, there's stuff for y'all to
You
do.
can't come to the grown
No,
folks table yet.
y'all looking good too. You're looking 30, so skedaddle. So
Mhm.
for me, 50, and I may make
Mhm.
it go to 60 since I'm 65. So I
Oh,
got other people,
come
65.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have never. I go ahead. Go ahead. Wow.
Yeah, I'm
You
65. I just turned 65 in August. So
oh.
I think that I'm grateful to be able to be a vessel and
Mhm.
to share these experiences. And I feel even more comfortable now in
Mhm.
teaching because I am really experiencing it. Like I knew it
Yes.
before. I was
Yes.
able to tell you what to do, how to get into this career. But
Mhm.
now that I'm doing it, it's nothing like working on the outside, on the inside out. You
Yes.
know, it's just
Yes.
it's different. The receipts are different.
Yes. Very much so. Look,
Yeah.
I have, of course, some follow-up questions, but I want to put this up here. Jocelyn said I came in third place in a model competition that you judged at
Yeah.
Kenyatta's.
Oh,
So
okay.
that may be
Uh,
why that and
well,
social media.
I know that name.
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, I know you are making her night right now, saying
Aw,
her name.
yay, Jocelyn Way.
Yeah. So, right, I love the fact that you, with each step of the way, you experience something and then you create an opportunity. So,
Yeah,
you weren't doing the events the way that you used to do them, but you were still creating events in a different way.
correct. Correct.
So now we have the silver foxes and
Yeah.
we have the teaching. And what do you have coming up as far as that's concerned?
So, after the pandemic, one of my favorite photographers and kind of like a mentor, she probably doesn't know she's a mentor, but she's a mentor to me. She's the
Mhm.
one that got me into, she looked at me and she says, "Are you going to keep your hair gray?" I said, "Child, I can't go outside. So, yeah. And I need something curly that I don't have to worry about straightening." And, so she
Mhm.
said,
Mhm.
you can get some work. I said, No, I've retired for Figure Fashion Week. I don't want to work. I just want to retire from my job and just chill. Man, she sent my pictures with this hair to an agency. I was signed it with that agency in like 2 weeks. Then I got signed with another
Wow.
agency. And these are not people that I went to. They found me.
Wow.
One,
Mhm.
one she submitted my pictures, and then the other, the larger agency, they found me on social media. So social media is a viable platform, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it
Mhm.
cute, keep it clean, keep it neat, keep it professional,
Mhm.
right? Not too much
Mhm.
crazy stuff because they are looking. They
Say it
are
again.
how they
Keep it
felt.
what?
They're
Keep it
looking.
cute.
Keep it
Keep it
cute,
clean.
keep it clean, keep it professional,
Yes.
right? And if you have a dark side or a funky side, make another page.
That's right. That's right.
Are looking for my aspiring models. They are looking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. For those of you who are listening, if you have some questions or you know someone that has a question, please feel free to put it in the chat. We'll get to as many as we can this evening. So, yeah, so the pandemic happened. You then
Got
started
signed with
working. You
agencies,
got
started
signed.
working.
Yes.
And so I was like, there's an opportunity here. If I can do it, other women and men my age can do it. And so
Mhm.
I started having workshops very slowly, created the Silver Fox Model Camp. I mean,
Mhm.
people were coming from all over,
Mm.
just to learn how to, and some of them were the same people that used to come to my Plus Academy back in the day when it
Oh,
was for, younger
look at
men and
that.
women. So we all
Mhm.
kind of grew up together, but now things have changed. We have social media. So at the Silver Fox Model Camp, I am specifically focused on the mature adult who want to know how to enter this industry or further their career. So the
Mhm.
workshops are modeling, acting, social media, how to do it. I have men and women in my classes that didn't know how to do a reel.
Mhm.
I bring experts in, show them how to do a reel. This is how you
Mhm.
put these little movies and stuff together. So it's a real great interactive workshop according
Yes.
to what you need. Because
Yes.
sometimes we're behind the eight ball because we're older.
Yep.
Like you and I were talking. We
Yep.
don't
Yep.
has been established that Kathleen and I don't like DMs.
That's right. No, not at
We don't
all.
we don't like to
Right.
keep up with the DMs. you know I find all these apps and stuff and I share this information,
Mhm.
calendaring, like once you start, because let me tell you, I have two agents but I book a lot by myself.
Mhm.
And those jobs keeps coming through. I have to know who I'm working for, who got the
Yes.
gig for me,
Yes.
so I have a
Yes.
whole calendar system with color coded. It could be a lot.
Yes. It is. And I'm so glad that you're breaking all of this down for people because a lot of times when they think of the industry, you just literally think of either being on TV or you think of being in a magazine. And there's so much more to it. So
There
let's give some people some teaching. So I see somebody, Kiana, put in here, how do you go about starting a career just doing print work?
How do you go about doing starting a career just doing print work? So that's a little tricky. All right.
Hmm.
Um, I say don't limit yourself to just print work because it might. Hi, Tamara. I see her. I know too. um, okay. If you want just print work, and I don't know why you would say that, but
Hmm.
anyway,
That's all
um,
right. We can call her out.
yeah.
Why you just saying print
So
work?
I
We
say
need more.
options open. And you be surprised at the other opportunities that could lead to print work.
Hmm.
So for you guys that don't know, I started out. my first commercial was a national commercial, and that was an Etsy commercial, right?
Mhm.
Playing through the Super Bowl, they kept renewing it. It's been renewed for 3 years.
Wow.
One of the work that I got was from being an extra in
Okay.
TV shows. All
Mhm.
right. And in order to know how to do that, you got to come to my classes, but that's another story.
There we
Uh,
go.
Law and Order.
Mhm.
I've done that several times, just sitting in the background
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
background actor, sitting in the courtroom, doing just, and then talking to people and meeting people. That's how I found different photographers outside of the plus realm, right?
Mm.
So here's a
Mhm.
very important thing. In the plus community, we all have our favorite photographers. There's like a list of photographers that every model goes to shoot. Diversify your portfolio.
Okay.
Every photographer has a different eye. And when you want to do print work, right, or commercial work, all right, and remember, they don't call it print work.
Mhm.
The professional term is commercial work, okay,
Okay. Now,
right?
y'all know I always tell you make sure you got a pen and piece of paper when you come on any of my
Right,
shows. I don't have just anybody on these shows. You better get your pen and piece of paper. This is a pause for y'all to run and get it if you don't have it.
right.
All right, go ahead, Gwen, teach them.
And so your images are really important, right? And I find that I did a post about 2 months ago because I was really going through some things. I
Mhm.
find that when I really, really started doing commercial work, I had to strip down
What do you mean?
the lashes,
Mm.
the purple lips,
Mhm.
the long nails. Like you
Mhm.
see these are tips. I have to take these tips off by Tuesday because I'm shooting with Macy's.
Wow.
They don't want, when you do commercial work, it's all about the garment
Mhm.
and not you.
And not you. Yep. You're a hanger.
They don't want your pasted on eyebrows. They don't
Mhm.
want all the lashes that look, like glamour. The glamour is
Mhm.
out of it unless you're doing an editorial and
Mhm.
you're not there yet most of the time.
Mhm.
You got to
Right.
kind of crawl before you step. So your images
Mhm.
are really, really important. And you need to shop around for photographers who are known for commercial work,
Okay.
right? The
Yep.
headshot that I did 4 years ago, I'm still getting work from that headshot because it's
Wow.
clean. It's clean. And I shoot
Mhm.
all the time. I just do it because I'm so used to doing it. I spend all my money. And a lot of those pictures don't get me no work. Ask Tamara. She knows about shooting and stuff. It doesn't always give me work, but we're just so into it. That's what we do. Oh, ah, that's what we
Yes.
do.
Yes.
But
Yes.
when I want a specific, right? When I want a specific look and I know I'm trying to update my portfolio, I go to
Mhm.
photographers because those are the photographers that will get me work. And my agency always recommends photographers.
Got you.
You know?
Let's take a
So
look at this. Take a look at this picture here.
okay, that's a recent one. Yes.
Yes. So let's talk about this one. What is this look? How would you describe it?
So this is commercial, right?
Mhm.
Except my makeup here, the way it was editing, it's a little heavy,
Mhm.
right? So my agent will not put this on my website. I won't
Okay.
get any, I won't get many commercial gigs from this. It's
Mhm.
cute, it's pretty, the colors
Mhm.
are popping, the jeans are fitting
Beautiful.
really well. They airbrush my tummy so you can't see it. That's all great. But the makeup
Yes.
is a little bit much.
Okay.
Okay, if you
Okay.
take that shot, I wish I had one of my Macy's shots, and you take one of my Macy's shots, you can see the difference.
The
It's a little
difference.
bit too glam for them. And when you do
Okay.
commercial work for particularly retailers, they're going to assign you to one or two brands, and it all depends on the brand. Like
Mhm.
me for Macy's, I right now I'm only doing Style& Co., which is the Macy's brand. which
Yes.
is not overwhelmingly trendy, nor is it
Mhm.
overwhelmingly fashionable. It's just for
Mhm.
the regular woman who wants to wear a white shirt, jeans, put a pocketbook on her shoulder, and keep going.
Okay. Okay. So this is very important as people are looking, and I dropped her link in the chat as well, so you can be sure to follow her on social media if you are not. But to learn these different terms, to understand what they mean, and also to be open to the different
Mhm.
types of modeling experiences that they can have.
Yes. One thing I can recommend is if you're trying to submit to an agency, go to that agency's website and look on their board. Look at
Mm-hmm.
the type of pictures they are advertising for the models that they represent. And that will give you a good idea,
Mm-hmm.
you
That's
know?
such a
Yeah,
great recommendation.
yeah. So, when you do your photo shoots, you bring in all these gowns and all that. It's not gonna get you any work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You need a basic
Mm-hmm.
career look. You need something that shows your body. So, you have the all black, the cat suit or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
really
Mm-hmm.
great fitting jeans, not jeans that are ripped up, nothing too trendy. You want to
Mm-hmm.
just look your pictures to look as neat as possible. In
Mm-hmm.
terms of your makeup, whoever your makeup artist, tell that person that you're looking to do commercial shoots. The makeup needs to
Mm-hmm.
be as natural as possible. And as a professional makeup artist, they know how to do that. They
Yep.
know how to make you look like you have no makeup on, but of
Yes.
course you do.
You get
Of course you do. Okay? Not
yes.
saying no lashes, right? But get those that look really natural. And
Mm-hmm.
they shouldn't be brushing up against the glasses. You have to, yeah, because that's what we are now. We're into glam. I love it.
Yes.
And when I go on set and they say, "Shall we give you a lash?" I go, "Yeah, come
Yeah.
on." I get so excited. But my eyes are big. Well, they used to be big when I was in my 30s. They're getting droopy now because I'm getting older. But what they do now for me, because any lash you give me, boom, it's a pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now they're
Yeah.
giving me like maybe they'll put 3 or 4 individuals on the end.
Oh
And just
wow.
that alone opens my eyes, my
Of
older eyes
course.
a little bit. So there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot
Yeah.
to consider. And your team is so important. Whoever's styling you, your makeup artist, all of that is important. Stop trying to do that yourself. It's a
Mm.
lot. Save your money. Save your money and get the team.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you said that because, as I was preparing for today's show, I was just thinking about the team, right? The team that I have. I have that person who will cut and color my hair when I
Yes.
want it. And then I
Yeah.
also have a barber for the in between, right? Then I have those two people who I can trust on my face. I have those three people who I can trust picking out my clothes and
Yes.
saying, okay, this is how you represent yourself and so forth. And
Mhm.
it takes a team. Now, could I stop and learn these things? Of course, I know there's little things that I can do on my own. And if you're paying attention, but
Yes.
yes, to build your team. So as people are listening, start to write down who's on your team, who are your
Who's on your
go-tos,
team?
you
That sounds
know.
like a sermon. Who's on
It,
your
wait,
team?
let me tell you, find out who's on your team. And so
Oh my God. I love it. Listen, it sounds like a sermon to me. Who's on your team?
you
I
gotta
love that.
know.
We have to
You
steal that from you.
look, have it. Look, I'm happy to
That's a
share. And
workshop.
look, Leslie said tambourine. Look, I'll do a workshop in a minute. You talking to the right one. Yes. Who's on your team? Be
Who's on your
clear.
team? It's very important. Very
Mm-hmm.
important. Very.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, even with the photographers, have some extras. So my husband is a photographer and he used to do stuff in the fashion industry. So that was great for me because whenever I need headshots, literally right before we came on, so his mentee
Mm.
makes a lot of my jewelry. And so this is actually a conch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
That's
she
a
did
beautiful.
all of the isn't that gorgeous? All of
Yeah.
that with a tiger's eye. on
Nice.
there, and she does all of this by hand. She's an architect by trade, and then one day she got so moved to start making jewelry, and I'm like, I'm here for it.
Is her
So
name Tassie?
her name is Anafira McPherson. She's out of the Bronx,
Interesting.
and
Okay.
she has a Modern Relics is the name of
That's
her
so
jewelry company.
familiar. So familiar.
Yep, yep.
Wow.
So but she's a part of the team. When I tell her I have something and she's like, no problem, Doc, I got you. Tell me what you're wearing. I go to Dina by True Designs. She
Hmm.
helps me pick out Q Blaze from Q Blaze Styling, helps me pick out, right? All of these people, Cat Face, she did my face for the red carpet. And she was like, okay, your red carpet host, I got you.
You
And
were
she
done.
took
Yeah.
me that, right? I mean,
You were done. Yeah, you were done.
that, that
The sound may not have been good, but you look good.
But thank you. And let me be very clear. I was like, I'm meeting Gwen Devoe. I need to be on point. Don't play with me, y'all. And they
Oh
was like,
my
okay. And even picking out the outfit, I said, when she hits that carpet, I need her to say, you look good. Because if she don't
God.
say you look good,
You look
I'm
good.
not done.
This- Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was so rainy and cold that day. I don't
It was
even know
so
how I
crazy.
looked.
Look, you look fantastic as always.
I don't
It
know.
was, it
I
was,
don't know if I was confident that day.
look, you fooled us if you weren't.
Yeah, I'm an actor, so
Well, you mentioned with the Silver Fox, the acting piece. Let's talk about that with the modeling. How much acting goes into that part?
I think a lot. I never
Mhm.
used to think it was a lot, but it is a lot. Um,
Mhm.
when you think about being on, right?
Mhm.
No
Mhm.
matter what happened the night before, what happened like me, like I'm on the Amtrak, it's raining, it's cold, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I couldn't find where the open door was. I was like in a bad state.
Headspace.
But if I was in
Mhm.
a fashion show, it was mandatory that I pull it together
Yes.
to walk that runway
Show
that day.
up.
So I think that there's a lot. There's a
Mhm.
lot.
Mhm.
There's a lot of acting that goes into
Yeah.
modeling,
Yeah.
you
But I'm
know?
also hearing a lot of self-awareness too,
Mhm.
right? Because you have to know where you are and where you got to take yourself to.
Absolutely. 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 And I know, like I remember when I used to do Full Figure Fashion Week, I would always watch the different personalities in the models when we congregate
Mm.
backstage trying to get together. There was a
Mhm.
Kathy's, there was a nosy ones, and then there were those that had their earphones on
In the zone.
in a zone. And those
Mhm.
were the ones that were killing it. Because sometimes
Mhm.
you have to center yourself.
Mhm.
I do that on set a lot now. Just center everybody's la 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 la.
Mhm.
I'm like this. I'm centering myself.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to do that to get into whatever the character is for the day.
Yes. Yes. So true. Now, there's a question in here about, do you work with anyone under 50?
No, ma'am.
Sorry, y'all. But
What you mean when you say under work with? I don't really work with anybody anymore. I work
Mhm.
with me. And then what I do is I take the knowledge that I have and I do workshops. But
Okay.
I don't my mentorship,
Yes.
what I'm doing now, I consider this
Yes.
to be mentorship.
Oh,
You
big
guys
time.
can always, I hate that inbox, but you can always reach me there. And I
Mhm.
am a serial responder. I
Mhm.
may respond late, but I respond to everybody. Even if it's to say, don't come in this box no more with that food. I'm gonna tell you.
You're
So
gonna get a response.
you don't get a response. So
Yes.
I don't really work with people like that because I,
Okay.
I still have a full-time job. Yep.
Okay.
I'm working full time,
Mhm.
taking care of my hubby. I'm
Mhm.
acting, I'm modeling. So
Mhm.
this is kind of like me time now.
You
But
better
my
believe
life
it.
is so open. I don't mind sharing. And I hope that through my social media, you guys continue to be inspired.
Yes.
And through my inspiration, if there's something you want me to take a deep dive into, feel free to
Mhm.
come. I always answer
Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, what other questions do you have for her while she's here? We thank you because, look, I get it. There's only so much time in the day, there's only so much time in a week, in a year, and so forth. And so, taking this time with us, we truly appreciate it. Sharing as much knowledge as you've gained. And that's one thing that I've noticed about you is that in this industry, which many times has been portrayed as so competitive, you do a lot of collaboration and a lot of sharing and a
Right.
lot of
I do.
teaching.
I've always been like that. I've always been like that. And it's, you know, I feel I've always felt that the gifts that I have are mine,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I remember when I first started Full Figure Fashion Week and it grew to be so big and people were actually trying to siphon, I guess that's the word, off
Mhm.
the brand and do their own thing. And I got
Mhm.
so angry and so annoyed. And I was such a miserable, mean, mad person on social
Mm.
media.
Mhm.
Get you, I'ma sue you, I was going crazy because I
Mhm.
honestly felt that they were gonna take something away from me. And guess
Mm.
what? None of those events are around anymore.
Look at that.
They would name them Full Figure Fashion Week, whatever. They would take the name and everything and just put
Mhm.
like their cities behind it. And that bothered me because in
Yes.
the spirit of collaboration, I kind of thought we could all make this so much better if we came together.
Yes.
Listen, I don't mind sitting on your board advising you how to do it as well as I did, as long as they
Mhm.
cut. But
Yes.
that's the problem. We
Yes.
don't do this, we're not business minded sometimes.
Yes.
We just want to do and be disrespectful. But I say
Yeah.
that to say I didn't have anything to worry about. They
Mhm.
couldn't take anything away from me.
That's right.
I
That's
understand my getting annoyed because I've always been willing to share.
yes.
And I wish I had handled things a little bit differently. Now that I know what I
Mhm.
know, I wish
Mhm.
I was a little more open and taking the first step to ask for collaboration instead of
Gotcha.
competition.
Gotcha.
So that's
Gotcha.
what I personally learned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but besides that, I've always, you can call me, who's the best in this? Where do we get this? I've always shared. That's just who I
Mhm. That's
am. That
fantastic.
kind of made me, yeah, that was
Yeah.
my beginning stages of using social media, and I didn't do it so well.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's give the people a little history lesson. Full Fashion Week, Full Figure Fashion Week. How did that come to pass? How did you say, I'm going to start this fashion week at the same time as New York Fashion Week and it's going down? Where
Real
did that
easy.
courage come from? Where did that even
Totally by accident because I didn't know it was going to turn into this. The one
Mhm.
thing about me, and you said this about me before we even started the conversation, I always see a need and I
Yep.
fulfill the need.
Yep.
I'm also a big fan of supporting the underdog. So if
Mhm.
you tell us we can't have, we can't do, we're not invited. I'm going to make sure we have, we can do, and you're always invited. So
Mhm.
I went to New York Fashion Week. For some reason, I got one invitation. I must have been on somebody's PR list. And
Okay.
I don't know how I got there because Full Figure Fashion Week hadn't even been invented yet. So I
Exactly.
got an invitation to Tracy Reese's fashion show. And
Mhm.
to show you how much I didn't know about Fashion Week, I thought I was going to the opera or something. I had a designer make me an outfit. I had a cape on. I don't know. In my mind, it was, oh my God, New York Fashion Week. Child, I didn't even have a seat. I was up on the top deck under the tent, standing, but the show was only like 20 minutes.
Mm.
And after the show, Tracy had a trunk sale, right?
Okay.
And I'm trying to go downstairs to the trunk sale. And the security guard kind of like, he didn't put his arm on me, but he was just like, can I help you? I said, oh, no, bruh, I'm going to the trunk sale. He was like, sis, I don't think ain't nothing in there for you, your size. And I know that all the models were straight size,
Yes.
but I thought
Yes.
you she'd have the 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
Right. Roll it on up. Yes.
And so I
Mhm.
looked at him and I said, what? And I got annoyed and I said, whatever. And I just left because I thought he was trying to bar me from going in because I was fat.
Mm, mm,
So I go,
mhm.
I'm walking, I'm getting in the taxi, and it wasn't no Uber back then. It was a
Yeah.
taxi, yellow taxi. And I call Sharon. I said, Sharon, I just came from Tracy Reese's show in New York Fashion Week. She's like, how was it? I said, skip that, skip that. Listen, the man said there was no clothes for me at the sale. I said, well, we need a fashion week for the big girls. And she said,
Mhm.
well, as long as you've been producing shows, if anybody could do it, you can do it. The rest is history. Took me
Wow.
a year and a half. And I did it with my
Wow.
own money because it didn't take a lot of money then,
Mhm.
an income tax check.
Mhm.
Did my own show. And it was so fantastic. By the very next year, all the money started coming in for sponsorship and stuff.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
But I
It-
still didn't know what it was about. I was like, oh, this is cute. Oh, the people's coming. Oh my God, they're coming from Paris? Oh, Germany? Oh, well, let's do a boat ride. I just kept adding to I was like, okay, they coming. Let's give the people what they want. They
That's
wanted to come.
right.
They wanted workshops. They wanted a sample sales. I killed myself for full figure
Mm,
fashion.
mm.
Yep.
And how
I
many how many years?
I 10,
Wow.
10.
Wow.
And I stopped it after the 6 years, 6 years, maybe 6 years. Because I was worn out. I
Uh,
was like, okay, we did the old goodbye, people crying on the runway, the group hug. Thank you so much for coming and supporting us. That's and so then I was in Dallas, I think, as a guest speaker, and I'm in the restroom right before I go on, and I get
mhm.
this call, and I'm like, who are these? This is calling me, calling me, calling me. Who is these? Who are these people? So I'm in the bathroom, right? And I pick up the phone, I'm like, hello. And they're like, hi, so blah, blah, blah. We're with Fruit of the Loom, and we want to offer you a sponsorship. I said, ma'am, listen. Sometimes I was not very professional. I'm telling you. Like, I'm at a gig already, and all I'm thinking about is this gig. And they're like, well, I said, ma'am, Full Figure Fashion Week is over. I
Mm.
had retired that event. Well, I won't say the number, but it was really high. Because,
Oh,
my mother taught me not to talk about money in
yes,
like
yes,
school. So
yes.
they told me the number. I said, oh, I said, hold on a minute. I went into the store. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Mm. Hi, let's arrange a conference call. I'm out of town right now. Can we talk on Monday? Kathleen, it wasn't time for Full Figure Fashion Week to end yet.
It obviously was not.
I couldn't
There was more
believe it.
look, there was more fruit on that vine to pluck. Look.
I mean, I was in another state, and this was a
Mm.
weekend call.
Wow.
It was a
Yeah.
weekend call
Yeah. Yeah.
because I would fly in on Fridays, speak on Saturdays, and go back home on Sundays.
Mm.
Saturday.
Mm-mm.
I remember what I was
Mm-mm.
wearing and everything. So
Wow.
don't give up, y'all. Don't give up. You'd be surprised when it's your time. It's your
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Things. So
It just
that's how
fall
I
right into
started.
place. That's
That's how
amazing.
I started.
That's amazing. So
Yep.
now y'all understand why she's the mother. Okay.
Yeah, I've been blessed. I've really been blessed. But I put in
Mm.
a lot of work too. I put in
Yes.
a lot of work. Yeah.
Yes. So now you just attended this fantastic event, and that was what? The full
The
figure.
Full Figured Industry Awards, where I was the
Mhm.
voice.
Yes, do
It was
tell.
amazing. It was amazing. I think that after Full Figure Fashion Week ended, I think that the
Mm.
Full Figure Industry Awards is the new event to bring all the plus size industry professionals together.
Mhm.
It's really great. I mean, at Full Figure Fashion Week, I used to do awards too,
Okay.
but there was no voting. I picked it. I picked who
Mhm.
was going to win, who was going to get the award. So no fighting, none of that. I was like, so throughout the year, I would watch and see who was excelling in their industry, and we would give them awards.
Mm.
But this is
Mhm.
something totally different. You know,
Mhm.
they have People's Choice, and every segment of the industry is
Mm.
being recognized. So it's
Really?
model, emerging model, outstanding model, silver fox, entertainer. So the whole spectrum of people, of roles, if you will, in the plus
Yes.
size industry being on it. And it's black tie, my favorite type of event,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's so well put together. It's very well
Mm.
put.
Where
So
was it held this year?
this it's always at the same place, and I guess she's
Okay.
going to keep doing that. The Jamaica Performing Arts Center in Queens. It's a
Okay.
huge theater. She sold out all 4 years. This is her fourth year.
Mm.
Um, it's executive produced by Tawana Blassingame and
Yes.
Drew, who's a photographer, and they have a host of other people that work production for them.
Okay. Let
Very
me
nice.
see. Let me see here if I can find if this is the right shot.
Yeah, so that's me and one of my Silver Fox colleagues,
Mhm.
Eustace Collins. Everybody knows him. He calls his moniker is the Runway Assassin. I think
Oh,
I've
oh.
I've known him for like over 40 years. I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we were there. Yeah, looking good.
Yes, y'all were. That hat
Yeah.
is kill. I love a good hat. That hat is
Listen,
killer.
I wanted to be different. I think listen. I made it do what it was supposed to do.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I try a little.
100%. You did it. You
Sometimes I
did.
get in my moods when I really want to like just be different, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because when you go to black tie, everybody kind of looks the same. It's a sequin dress, it's a tuxedo. So I needed that one piece.
Mhm. Mhm. So let's
Hat
not that hat did it. I'm saying,
and
but
outfit by True Diva Designs. Thank you, Veronica.
I gotta say that, and we can't sleep on the outfit either. So you were it.
Yeah,
Now, trendset. I mean, and obviously you're a trendsetter
I am.
because yes, you are. There's these terms that you don't associate with yourself, huh?
I don't.
Yeah, we gonna have a couch moment right now. I have a friend of mine who goes, "I've been couched." Look, so
Well,
you are
you know what it
a
is, Kathleen? Because I
what's
don't
that?
like I,
You don't.
I am the former executive producer of Full Figure Fashion Week, but I'm not a fashionista, right?
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
really like fashion like all of these people that come. That's just not me.
Mhm.
I do
But
it, but
I get it.
okay.
I get it. And let me tell you how I get it. I don't consider myself an artist, yet I work with a bunch of artists. So I'm almost the artist. Many times I'm like the muse for the artist
Yeah.
or the organizer that helps them craft what it is that they do. But I wouldn't consider myself an artist.
Yeah.
And they always look at me like, you're an artist. Like, come on. You're a trendsetter.
Okay.
You are an influencer,
Yeah,
right?
I do know that I influence. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You create spaces, right? You organize as you organize chaos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're a gap filler.
Yep. Yep. I'll accept that one too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so although
Couch
you
ain't
don't
so bad. This couch ain't so bad. I'm gonna cross my legs on this couch now. I was scared. I was holding on to the chair like, okay,
I just call it like I see it. All
okay.
right. And so you it's interesting because from the event planning piece of you, you saw that there was a need, which is how full figure fashion week came to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And now as we move into the Silver Fox stage, we have, and I'm laughing because here you've created this camp, you have these classes, and now they have the television show with the what is it? The Golden Bachelor or
They
something, and the
caught me,
Golden
right?
Bachelor
They
did
caught me.
no, do tell.
Mm-hmm. She inboxed me, and she didn't get.
She didn't get an immediate response.
She said we would love for you to audition for the
Mhm.
Golden Bachelor. We've read a
Mhm.
lot about you. And I said, nah, I'm married. Well, do you have any friends who are effervescent like you?
Oh, effervescent.
I said, I do. I said, but they don't want to do reality stuff.
Right,
And she said,
right.
okay, thank you. If you know anybody, yeah, they called me.
Of
I
course
knew
they
how to miss
would.
them down. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Now, what shows and things do you have coming up?
Well, I haven't really planned it yet, but there are two things that are coming up. I think I shared it with you earlier. We will be having, over the holidays, there's going to be a casting notice for
Mm,
Silver Foxes, 50 years and up, male and
okay.
female, to go on
Mhm.
tour with us. We're going to do a little pilot and do I want to say 4 fashion shows. And we're going to start in the
Oh,
Northeast just to see,
yes.
it can get some traction and then we'll go around the world. I like saying that, go around the world.
Yes,
So
I
we'll do
love it.
Philly, Virginia, Maryland, DC, like that, get that out the way. But
Mm,
the models will be coming from everywhere, right?
okay.
And the only requirement is that you be photogenic.
Mhm.
Men and women with silver or white hair will be given first preference because we want to stay on brand with this, right?
Mhm.
If we're
Mhm.
calling it, I can't divulge the name of the tour yet,
Yes.
but it's for men and women. So we want all the aunties, all the older, mature people. You young people can come out too, because you could
Mhm.
fit it. But we want to stay on brand. So we don't want everyone, looking like they're in their 20s.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And you should have some runway experience. If you don't
Okay.
have the runway experience, we will provide that. But you
Okay.
need to look, you got to be fly,
Mhm.
well taken care of.
Mhm. All right, y'all. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
I'm
Where
excited.
where do they need to go? How do they need to follow
So
you?
it'll
What
be
do they
on
need
social
to do?
media. The
Okay.
Silver Fox Model Camp has an Instagram page
Mhm.
and it has a private page on Facebook, but we're going to be really amping everything, the notifications via the Instagram page.
Okay.
And you'll see my face all the time going, want to walk like me. I'm just
Uh-oh.
We're going to do some commercials and everything. And the good thing is, submissions are going to be online,
Okay.
but the final audition, when we actually select people, you're going to have
Uh-huh.
to make your way to New York City for that. But we
Okay.
anticipate having a lot of submissions.
Okay. Okay.
So we're not gonna make you travel twice,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Just submit it
Yes.
online, and then hopefully, good luck. Good luck. Hopefully, we'll
Yes.
get you into New York for the audition.
Oh, that would be fantastic. So now you mentioned runway experience. If people don't have it, what do you recommend that they do to start to build it in the meantime?
You know, every floor is a runway,
Yes, it is.
right? And one good thing about this show, my background is strict runway. I'm
Mm.
talking seventh on six, fashion
Mhm.
week back in the day. That's my background. But that's not
Okay.
how this show is going to be. This show
Okay.
is going to have a little entertainment factor.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all get
Well,
ready.
imagine Ebony Fashion Fair for mature models.
Okay.
Imagine that, right? So
Mhm.
there will be a little choreography. So
Mhm.
that's why I say don't worry so much about the strict runway walk.
Okay.
Don't worry about having to wear 5-inch heels. Get out of here
Mhm.
with that. Y'all
Mhm.
crazy. We are mature. We're not doing that.
You said those days are over. Look.
Yeah. Let's be for real here. These are silver foxes. If you can wear them, fine, but that's
Yes.
not going to be a requirement. Now, you
Okay.
can't wear the cobby cuddlers either. You got to
Okay.
meet it somewhere in the middle. Kathleen, I'm just trying to tell them the truth. I want them to know. I want your audience to know what to expect.
That's right.
So they don't have to be stilettos, but they can't be usher boy heels
There we
either.
go. Okay. No little
Okay,
kitten. No little kitten
no
heel.
little kittens. No, that's just not.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm. That's right. That's right. Bring it. You know what I love, Gwen, as I'm listening to you and you're creating all of these opportunities. There, as you know, in society, there have been such a great fear of leaving your youth, meaning that you would be leaving all of these opportunities behind. And it was such a sense of, right, FOMO. I missed it. I
Almost. Yeah.
missed the opportunity. So like when the people told me as a teenager, well, if you don't do modeling now, if you don't go to Paris now,
Never
you
be able
you
to do it.
you'll never be able. And my thought was, I'll do it if I want to, even if I have to create my own. Like there's always going to be an opportunity. So I didn't pay that any attention. You didn't pay it any attention either. And you're like, I'm going to keep creating spaces for
Mm-hmm,
people. And
mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
those who are in their 40s, I feel them saying, I have something to look forward to. And so I want to thank you on behalf of them because you're creating opportunities that they will literally be able to walk and strut into.
Yes, yes, yes. And the whole thing too is, my youth wasn't all that. I think that all my life I've been preparing for this moment.
Mm-hmm.
This moment.
Yes,
People like, oh, what would you tell your younger self? Keep living. That's
yes,
what I would tell my younger self. Keep living. It gets better. What does
yes.
Bevy say? It gets greater
Later,
later.
later.
Oh my God,
Yes,
I wish I had come up with that.
yes.
Because for me, it is actually better now.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
it.
I'm just optimistic about everything. I don't think that there's anything that I can't do. And
Mm-hmm.
as you said, Kathleen, where there's a will, there's a way, and I will create an opportunity, honey.
That's right. That's
I,
right.
I dream opportunities. I
Come
wake up,
on.
we should be doing this. That's what I do. Typical Virgo. I'm such a Virgo. I am such a Virgo. I drive my friends crazy. What are we doing now?
See, Gwen, this is why we came into each other's lives later in life. Goodness knows, if we had met each other when we were younger, the world would not know what to do.
Baby.
But we together now, so I don't know. It may be
Oh,
worse. We're gonna have a good time though.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So important. Well, I'm gonna make you laugh. Jocelyn said no kitten when it comes to those heels. And wait. Leslie says, so you saying no Crocs allowed? That's what.
Absolutely. Especially if they leopard.
Hold on.
I cannot take the older women with all these different leopard prints on. I just can't. We're not doing that. We're still going to do fashion.
Yes, yes.
I stopped wearing leopard from that, Kathleen. I would see my aunties. I'm like, wait a minute. That's a tiger print. That's a leopard print.
Leopard.
Aunt Cecilia. That's too.
And with a fur collar for a mane. So
Oh
we
no.
not.
Straight ready for the a production of the Wiz.
I'm saying either the Wiz or the Lion King way off Broadway. So right, we not.
Oh my God, God forgive me, Jesus, but I can't do it. So no Crocs,
Yes.
no leopard, nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. All right, y'all. Y'all done heard it from it. You done heard it from the mother has spoken. Okay, it's a wrap. All
Uh,
right, Glenn. Before we close out, where should people be following you so they can stay abreast of everything that's to come? And of course, any other announcements or words of wisdom that you'd like to share with the audience.
so I'm on all the social media platforms, but I frequent Instagram, Gwen
Mm-hmm.
Mogul Devoe,
Mm-hmm.
and Facebook, who made me change to my government name,
Uh-oh.
Gwendolyn Linda Devoe. Yeah, they're just so annoying. Um, I do have a website, gwendevoe.com, that's being updated. So when you see me with the black hair, that's from a few years ago. Give me some grace. Um, the Silver Fox Model Camp has its own
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
website. So I'm kind of like everywhere. If you just start, like, even if you forget and you just remember my name and you Google, it will point you to something.
Definitely. It
All
sure
right. And
will.
everything, all those tools, all those platforms have my email address on it. And like I told Kathleen, I do answer everyone.
Yes.
Don't be a pest though, but I do answer everyone.
Yes. And be patient. She
And
comes
be
back.
patient. Right.
Okay. She's changing the world, y'all. Remember that. So she'll get to you as soon as she can. She told me she's
Try
coming.
to do it. Listen.
There it is. And I'm going to put the links in the write up afterwards. So on the replay, you should be able to see all the links under there to be able to access all her wisdom, her knowledge, her just everything that she's doing. Gwen, we just thank you. I gave you a tambourine in. I'm giving you tambourine out. Come on, get your girl. That's right.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I have to thank Dr.
This is
Marquita
fun.
Williams from Loving My Curves for even
Yes,
just
yes,
introducing us.
Dr. Williams.
Yes, and
Tamara, don't
Tamara.
forget Tamara.
Yes, and Tamara, because when I had her on the show, she was like, "You got to talk to Gwen," and I was like, "Yes, I definitely want to follow up because I need a solid interview with good sound that
Yay. You did
everybody
it
can
tonight.
hear." Yes,
You
we
got it.
did. We did. I
You
thank you
did
so
fun.
much.
Thank
Everyone is saying thank you. Awesome interview.
Hi, Jocelyn.
So, all right, y'all. Until we meet again, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ask Dr. Walls 525. I have more shows coming up next week with some new authors for my podcast, my Planner's Knowledge podcast, where I interview authors. And then I have let's see what else I have. I have my greatest blueprint where I do mental health awareness and tips and
Oh, you do a
strategies
lot.
there. Yeah, and my sisters in harmony, my husband and I will do our show next week called Stronger Together, where we'll be looking at the ships in relationships. So, partnership, ownership, friendship, all of those ships that exist within relationships. So, be sure to join us. So, until we meet again, God bless. And as always, live your greatest life. See you soon.
Bye, everyone.